recently I rewatched a video by Clean Prince Gaming, and it was talking about, I think, how Grand Theft Auto 5 was one of the best games of all time, and it was also one of the worst games of all time. And he had this specific point that he was talking about with the multiplayer aspect of the game in GTA Online that really had me thinking about what Rockstar has been doing with some of their games recently.
The point of GTA Online is to be the richest, have the best house, guns, cars, all things that affect the balance of play. The problem is, you can directly buy these things with real-world money using shark cards. There's not even any hoops to jump through. You buy the shark cards and then you get whatever it is you want. The worst part is, the game asks for quite a large sum of money for nearly everything. In the Smuggler's Run update, a new plane, just one single new plane, an in-game virtual item, costs more than actually purchasing the entirety of GTA 5 new in the box at a store at that time. An in-game plane could run you as much as $50 real-world dollars worth of shark cards. $50. This economy not only encourages pay to win, but it actually feeds into player power fantasies and takes advantage of kids and teenagers looking to impress their friends or grief others. Which is really what a lot of GTA Online is, unfortunately. Incessant and repeated griefing that destroys a lot of the fun. GTA Online is a notorious hacking problem and cheating problem that Rockstar's almost given up on curbing entirely. Its griefing problem is out of control, and it has become entirely unwelcoming to new players just now trying to grind their way to the very top.
Stop.
Is an experience that is...
What he just said, stopping new players from grinding to the top. I don't want to play any of their multiplayer games at all. The multiplayer aspect of these games are unorganized. I go into a mission, I go into GTA Online, I go into even Red Dead Redemption 2 sometimes, and I go in and I have either a bunch of missions or I have a lack of missions. There's no progress from entering the game and then having this mission that leads to a next mission, that leads to another mission, that leads to another mission. That may just be me and me getting into the game years and years late, while everyone else has had years and years and years worth of experience in these games. But for me, I just want to get into these games and I want to experience Grand Theft Auto Online like how I experienced GTA 5. I want to experience Red Dead Redemption Online as I experience Red Dead Redemption 2. The mission structure, the side quest missions, everything is just completely disorganized. But then on top of that, you have the pay-to-win mentality. You have the shark cards. You have the microtransactions within these games that allow players to literally have a pay-to-win system. It's ridiculous. And I played these games and I'm like, the shooting, it's not skill-based. It's auto-aim. It's pretty much like playing as an aimbot. And I play these games and I'm like, all right, so some of the weapons, they have certain qualities to them that give players advantages against other players. But listen to also what Clean Prince Gaming had to say specifically about certain aspects of the pay-to-win gameplay that's in some of these games, specifically in GTA Online.
What an absolute clusterfuck GTA Online became. Every conversation about GTA Online starts like the beginning of a stand-up routine. So how about that GTA Online? Boy, that GTA Online sure is something, isn't it? It was a good idea, in principle. Take GTA 4's online playground and provide it structure. Launch it after the game releases proper to give the single-player experience time to breathe. Open up all of Los Santos to all players, provide it with updates, and let it out onto the world. All good ideas, and yet they managed to completely destroy all of that promise. This generation, Rockstar managed to get away with behavior that other companies have been completely rolled for. GTA Online is the most deplorable in-game economy that console gaming has ever seen, and it's really not even close. The game is designed literally from the ground up to be pay to win, but hey, at least they don't try to hide it, right? The point of GTA Online is to be the richest, have the best house, guns, cars, all things that affect the balance of play.
Over the length of this channel's history, I've talked ad nauseum almost about some of the malpractices that certain developers and publishers utilize within their games, and I've just completely not addressed anything that Rockstar has done because you forget how bad that microtransaction system is because you remember how fucking good the single player system is. You remember how great the story was in GTA 5 and how great the gameplay was in Red Dead Redemption 2. You remember all of that stuff within those games, but you completely forget about Red Dead Online. You forget about GTA Online. And then the worst thing the worst fucking thing about Rockstar, they don't have the same DLC expansions that they had in GTA 4. They don't have DLC expansions like The Lost and the Damned, where you're playing with a motorcycle club in Vice City or Liberty City, but you don't have the same DLC expansions that you do have in a GTA 4 and GTA 5. You don't have the same expansion that you had in Red Dead Redemption 2 in Undead Nightmare in the original Red Dead Redemption. I just want more single-player gameplay and more single-player stories within these games because they're great. And then on top of that, we're talking about Rockstar in some of these expansions, these free expansions that they add on to GTA Online and Red Dead Redemption 2. These are expansions that expand on the game mechanics of their respective games. There are certain properties that you can buy only in GTA Online that you can't get in GTA 5, the single player. And they add on these whole different dynamics to criminality and gang behavior. They add on these entirely different new ways in Red Dead Redemption 2 to get money and to do all of these new missions that you don't have the ability to do in the base games. It's like why not add the multiplayer gameplay into the single player gameplay? Just take out, because pretty much, let's be honest, you're either playing co-op or some version of competitive multiplayer, but for the most part, it's just co-op, it's just fucking around in these worlds. It's like, why not have some of these gameplay mechanics in the story mode, in the single player gameplay already, if not just add them in as DLC like you would have done with the multiplayer gameplay? I don't get it. Rockstar has its pros, it has its cons, it has great gameplay, it has great storytelling, it has great world building, but sometimes I look at the potential of what the games could be in Red Dead Redemption Online or Red Dead Redemption 2 Online or whatever it's going to be called, or whatever it is called, and in GTA Online, and I look and I see like your single player gameplay could still have a strong player base if you would put some of that multiplayer content into the single player. It's frustrating to not see that be done because I would still be playing those game single players right now if they had done things, if they had added on that content that's in the multiplayer into the single player. The reason why, to be honest with you, those expansions, those DLC expansions aren't in the single player versions of the game is because you have $32 million in your bank account after you beat the main story of GTA 5. And in Red Dead Redemption 2, you have like $20,000, I think, which is a shit ton of money. It's just obnoxious to see that some of the decisions that are surrounding, hey, whether or not we should have more DLC for the single player gameplay is being decided on whether or not it will make us a fuck ton of money. It's obvious why they put in all of the DLC into the multiplayer aspect of Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. This has been 24. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. Until my next video, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.